URL 省略。スイッチでシャーロック、ホームズのやつをやります。
OK かな。あ、これ待って。コントローラーついてんのかな。コントローラーついてなさそう。大丈夫か。来た。いよいよ。なるほどね。やめてくれー。で、ホームズにタックルとかはできない。で、あれほんまにな。シャーロック隠れるって書いてあるけど、シャーロックに隠れてどうするんだ。あ
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sailor here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
夏が目立つな。タブ。はい。なるほど。なるほど。おー。ゲイ。はい。はい。
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
お、はい。誰？動かせないんだ。
You go along to Peter Carroll's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
コントローラーでやりたいな。設定変えられんのかな。
This is where I keep my post.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
This is where I keep my archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
お、ハドソン君の部屋じゃないか。僕の部屋。はい、ダメか。なんだこれは。これ回転とかはできない。できなさそう。鍵かかってるってことは変えられないよな。帽子かぶってけってこと？なるほどね。出ていけってことか。すげえ。ははは。なるほど。B。おかえりー。これもよくかかってるやつ。かかってないやつがある。これか。いいかね。つなぎたい。選択肢。一回戻るか。終了して、で、開いて、シャーロック・ホームズを起動すると、配線はどうなるんだ？使えないのかな？ 疑問が寄せてます。ダメそう。仕方ない。再開しよう。どっからなるかな。ああ、そういうことね。ああね。はいはいはいはい。あれだな、音が聞こえなくなっちゃった。と、ただ音聞こえねえ。なんでだ。音声、違う。と、これか？いや、聞こえない。これか？これか？いや、それはいいんだ。どうやったら音が聞こえるようになるんだ？高橋さん。音聞こえるようになったわ。ハート爆発たかし。 してこう。してこう。お姉さん。お姉さんじゃないか。
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
ミスターホームズ。オッケー。カモン。こっちか。キーとはおー。なんか、あれだ。アーサーのやつみたいなやつ。あとあれね。キーが分かった。こっちにもなんかある。なさそう。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
なるほど。おー。
Mr. Holmes?
はい。
Mr. Holmes? Mr. Holmes?
はい。
Mr. Holmes?
はい。
Mr. Holmes?
も
Mr.
う、
Holmes?
いや、どうしたらいいの
Mr. Holmes?
さあ、
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Mr. Holmes?
この人かなさあ、イベント。
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
これはなんだなにこれは戻す視線を終了する。はい、鳥小屋。手袋。こう。で、鳥、お。はい。なるほど。お。完成した前日。
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and, oh dear.
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes, life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
なんだなんだ。
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr.
な
Holmes.
るほどね。ああ、
Thank you, madam.
OK。すべてが楽になるって何だったんだろう。ハブ。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Peter Carey's body is inside the cabin.
偉いぞ。ストレー
The
ト。
door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Let me see. Okay. Oh. Oh.
These scratches are fresh. You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool. What a terrible way to die. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work. This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
なんだこれは。回転。お。動かす。左右にだけ動かす。はい。
Yes, this is a coarse tobacco, quite strong and very popular among sailors. Someone drank from this glass. Someone drank.
気になる。
Run. It seems that Captain.
なるほどね。
Peter Carey's
8ってなんだ？
old navigation instruments. Harpoons for hunting whales. The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter. This place is not covered with dust. An object was taken from here. It was the tooth of a sparrow.
ここってこれじゃないの？違うの？
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible. This man is in his 50s. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that this wooden handle is... This blood is from the pool. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. The pattern of a blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying.
ああ、なるほどね。
These abbreviations mean... Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
P ってなんだ？ P。ああ。そかの。なんか。ああ、そういうことね。
Ha! Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
ほうほうほう。なるほど。これはダメなんだね。P。なんもないか。
The ship's logs.
脳にある対処物ってなんだ？これはあれだ。なんだっけ？あれだよ。そう、ノルウェーとかスウェーデンのやつ。
Hammerfest. It's a whaling.
あ、なるほどね。多分。服を選んで、これはやった。ああ、そういうこと。使い道はこれは足跡じゃないか。これだね。これ。 うの。足跡でブーツね。あ、来た。これやん、ほら。引きずり下ろす。
These boots don't match the
違う
footprints.
足跡だ。
These.
ほうほう。で、私はこれを聞けばいい。オッケー。
It seems that the garden.
オッケー。本当にすいません。
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
Who could do such a thing? My poor husband.
うわ、はず、入れはしないか。ことは聞いた。
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
あるものってなんだ。
These foot.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
Mr. Holmes,
ミスターホームズ。
we need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
なるほど。
This window is locked from the inside. I do not see any attempt at a break-in.
さあ邪魔だな。これか。
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
オッケー。シルク感面白いな。怪しいだろ。街灯とかないからバレないのかな。
Shh. Did you hear that?
うるせえな。
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
これも捕まるんだ。出れない。どっから行ったらいいの？あ。あれ出れない。畑が邪
Mr.
魔。
Holmes, come and see what we've caught in our net.
ちょっと待ってよ。こう、大回りしなきゃいけないんだな。
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes, where are you? All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
なんだ
Enough.
逆転裁判
You
始
can
まるの
explain
か
all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
はい。おお。これもうヤード行っていいのかな。行くか。
Mr. Holmes?
5万円はするしか言わないな。はい。はい。はい。
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
エビエンスウェーブね。どこだっけこれ、一回話しかけられる。仕
At
掛け
your
る。
service, Mr. Holmes.
特になんもない。
Mr. Holmes?
エビエンスウェーブどこだろう。ここかな。これか。
These are the suspect's belongings. A handkerchief with the initials JHN. A handkerchief with the initials JHN.
CHN.
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin. And partner, 1883. From R. Dawson.
R. Dawson. Okay.
The notebook that we found on Peter Carey's cabin floor. These abbreviations mean something. But
なるほど。
these are the these abbreviations.
開けかな。よし。聞きに行こう。ドロン。この部屋。
Locked.
お開くわ。この何してる 死体解剖するとこか、ここ。いつか使うんだろうな。
Locked.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? Mm-hmm. ほい。もう。タコ。あるね。ボタンとかは。おお。
Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan. The sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
I didn't kill
Well,
anyone.
I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
I'm innocent. それはわかる。Oh.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
本当かな。なんか待ってスペース、あ、なるほど。ダメだな。
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Mr. Holmes?
これは実践しに行けばいいのかな。どうやってだろう。ワトソンなら喜んで森投げ実験の準備を手伝ってくれるだろう。本当かな。でした、ほんとよし。今の回復加えるやつにめちゃくちゃいいな。
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful. A spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious?
Are you
No,
serious?
but we do need to clarify what happened on the night of Black Peter's murder.
A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically, I mean?
Ah, I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank
No.
goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
And the harpoon?
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
まずか。蓋を刺しに行きます。森を取りに行けばいいのかな。この仕草に。うわ。課題を森で突き刺す。勇敢果敢。
That should.
よし。いいですね、キーバルさん、その調子ですよ。ねえ、オッケー。友よ、始めるぞ、実験を。
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
To indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable.
なるほど。これ狙えないか、ワトソンは。開ける。気を止める。はい。
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
ほい。ダメか。ほい。ほい。
The harpoon has struck the...
ほい。ほい。ダメなの？どういうこと？ほい。
Holmes, you should try to aim better.
若干貫通してんじゃん。もうよくない？ほい。
The harp...
待って。こうして、ど真ん中で止めないといけないのかな？よいしょ。ダメだ。お、来た。
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
ワトソン君、目が綺麗だな。
But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily
そうでしょ。
mauled.
力いワト
Very
ソン
well, but
か。
please hurry.
ベリーウェルじゃないよ。かわいそうなワトソン君。治療の力、修理を試した。違うのかい。これだ。 回話すか。容疑者とドゴンドゴン。
What am I doing
あ
here?
れ
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
What am I doing here?
Locked.
ロック。
These are the suspects. A hand
これも調べ
to
た。
my friend Dawson. I've seen.
あ、これ見てなかったんだ。なるほどね。これね。ショコってどこ？それにしてもあれね、ホームズは証拠品どんどん持ってっちゃうね。このホームズは。ダメじゃん。いいんだよ、では。
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it. It belongs to me.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner.
うん。
So, Mr.
The ring is mine.
うん。こうかな？
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Oh, but how do you know?
The jacket you are wearing is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man, Mr. Nelligan. Furthermore, the garment is ill-fitting. It is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
なるほど。
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you say.
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
では君。See you soon, young man. ショコってどこ？ヤードじゃなければ、あれかな、ホームズにかな。ここ証拠品質だもんね。よし。あれだな。メーカー街へ帰ろう。1883年、R. ドーソンから我が友であり、パートナーへ。
That is not the one I need.
こんなことできるんだ。いいえ。あ。
That is not the one I need.
これか。ローソン&ネリガン投資会社が破綻。ネリガンは失踪。コーンウェル州に拠点を置く地方銀行は多額の貸し倒れ損失が原因で破産宣告を受けて倒産した。英国で23番目に大きな銀行で歴史上2番目に最大の負債額による 経営破綻になる。ちょっと待ってね。会社の破綻の多くはコーンウェル家に破滅を引き起こした。多くのコーンウェル家。コーンウェル家って何？コーンウェルの家か。銀行家の一人であるジョシュア・ネリコンは不可解な失踪を遂げた。最後に彼を見たのはノルウェー出発に備えて準備するためにヨットに乗り込んでいるところだった。ネリコンは現在警察と債権者から捜索されている。船で逃げたやん、これ。
Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
Time to asking. Okay.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
No archive.
Good gracious, you caught someone. At least now you have a suspect.
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
どこへ行ったものか。聞きに行くのが一番かな。手がかりが増えてないか。まずそう。メリガンさん。
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan, the West Country bankers.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway in his small yacht, just a few days before an arrest warrant was issued. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel went down, taking with it everyone and everything on board.
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress. Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing.
よいしょ。どういうことだろう。お父さん来てたのかな、ここに。ジョシュア・ネリガンがさ。
1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list
お
of
ー、
the
こ
Sea
れは
Unicorn.
あれじゃないか。
This log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes
手
for
帳
July.
に書いてあっ
Nothing
た。
special. Log notes for August. These Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR. A torn piece. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these.
これは、あれじゃん？あれ。これ。違う。これ。これでしょ。あ、ほらほら、CPR あるよ。ミギンズ。ミギンズじゃなくてさ。
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
ヤードでしょ、これは。これでさ、証拠品質。これやのこれ。
These are the suspects.
これじゃない？
If these are Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, how...
これでしょう。おー。おー。いいな、この脳細胞がつながっていく演出。ウィギンズってどこに行ったら会えるんだろう。ニューカーガンのどこかか。
Locked. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, what exactly were you hoping to find inside Peter Carey's cabin?
I was trying to find some information about my father.
はいはい。これじゃない？
I assume you had another purpose, to retrieve the bond certificates. Am I correct?
Yes. I discovered some time ago that a few of the missing securities had reappeared on the London market. You can imagine my amazement. I spent months trying to find them, and at last I discovered that the original seller had been Captain Peter Carey. These papers, they belong to my family, but I could not find them there.
Well, I will see you...
What am I doing here?
突然の犯人ではない？ニューカーガンのやつはあれか、また書類調べればいいのかな。
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they are still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now.
それはどうか
But
と
I
思う
have
ね。
another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
And who might they be?
The secret police division of Baker Street.
それはいい
You
んだ。
mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
いつものや
How
つだ
do
な。
you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
もしもーし。そうやって開くんだ。
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, I need you to track down certain people for me. I'll give you a list. You can read, can't you?
いいキャン。
Big Oliver from our gang. He can, because his father is the coachman of a famous lawyer.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
頼もしいな。
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
誰だ？
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
ならただのモブの警察官か。
What should we do next, Holmes?
Brave Toby. The best nose in the British Empire.
ここは何なの？このおばさんがずっといるだけなのかな。これって今の段階でも着替えられるのかな。着替えられるな。上着の色。これにしよう。そう、あ、いいね。この角度の方を見たらめちゃくちゃいいな。
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always. What happened?
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly.
これはあれでしょ、解決しない流れのやつでしょ。
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with
ダメ
us.
だ、こいつらに任せていてはダメだ。
Let us hope so.
Oh yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was
この
writing.
レストレード警部なんかな、
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead.
Breathtaking.
それいい。ホームズの適当な返しがいいな。よし、そこだ。
These are the suspects.
あ、靴じゃん。靴ということは、
Liam Hurt.
あ、しかも、あれじゃん。ちょっとでかいじゃん。
The stains are
被害
fresh.
者より。
A pen.
これはあれでしょ。庭に足跡に靴を合わせに行くんでしょ。誰もいない。
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say, and you're not even part of the police.
Precisely, and considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
まだ
No,
ケース。
Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you.
Liam
But you're not getting any
Hurtley.
more than that.
Well, we shall see.
証拠持ってきてから来ればよかったな。うんうん。なんだっけ、冠柄。あ、おう。
That's all for now.
おー。
What am I doing here?
おうおうおうおう。なんだっけ。骨はないんだっけ。これ。こ これこれこれ。よし。被害者の家に行こう。ホームズがどんどん持ってっちゃうけどいいのかな。よし。
These boots match the footprints.
完璧や。で、あとは分析か。これあれだな、奥さんに聞いとけばよかったな。
My
あれ、
archive.
分析
I
こ
can
こじゃない。
always consult with it if needed.
分析。あれ、なんかなかったっけ。
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. My archive. I can always consult with my archive. I need to prepare a chemical agent that is capable of removing fresh ink. For this purpose, the chemicals from the flask.
なるほど。
First condition. All 7 reagents should be used.
はいはい。
Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one
あ、
in
はい
the
はい
sequence
はい
after
はい
the
はいは
blue
い。ちょっと待って、
reagent.
これメモ。
Third
メモ待って、こ
condition.
れメモ。
Colorless reagent should be added after
あ、
the
合ってる
orange
か。下に
reagent.
書いてあるのがね、それね。OK。オレンジの後は透明じゃないといけない。無色の制約が2個あるな。ああ、おう。7でしょ。緑。透明。オレンジ。透明。あ、これ違うんじゃないちょっと待って。あ、使わない使わない。待って待って。
First condition. Second condition. Orange reagent should be the third one. Third condition.
青。緑。青。オレンジ。透明。オレンジ。 透明。これで合ってない？これでない？どうよ。来たんじゃない？ダメ？
Done.
あ、来た。いいね。一発だ
Let's
ね。
see if
ほ
the
ぼ一
content
発だ
of
ね。
this letter sheds a
使う。はい。うわー、すげえ。インクの線ってそうやって取るんだ。あー、なるほど。こうね。あー、すごい日本語出てきた。あなたに頼まれたように、あれは慎重に、厳重に隠しておいたよ。だが、もう一度考え直してほしい。なんとかつもりはない。近くていいよ。それに、私たちの誓いを覚えているだろう。私は何も恥ずべきことはしていない。あなたに、私は、以上？
I did as you asked and hid them well. Interesting.
ほほう。OK。もうこのこれしかなくなっちゃった。あれでしょ、ハートリーがタバコ吸ってるっていうパターンでしょ。警察官に話すともちろん
Mr. Holmes?
でした方もね。うわ、注文だ。
Please. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
そんなバカな。ねえ、ブーツ。
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
So tell me, Mr. Hurtley,
Hide? What are you talking about?
手紙。
I did as you asked and hid them well. Should I continue?
My letter? But the ink?
前出
That's
た。
impossible.
A touch of chemistry, nothing
あ、いい
special.
な、ちょっとした科学。
Well, you're a smart one, but it's nothing. If you want to know, I was referring to my tools. It was to do with my work, see?
I will check that, Mr. Hurtley. Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
あだね。正しい答えを選びます。選んで
Now
くだ
that
さい
your
じゃないの
presence
これ。
at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
証拠見れるな。PC だからこれピーターのやつか。おう。正しい答えを選びます。分かったよ。分かったよ。
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven,
残機とかない
would
の
you
かな。
care to explain it?
なさそうだな。
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
9。
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not. How did you...
I observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
That's all for now. Hurtley's stories are false leads. But now I know one thing for certain. I must examine the site where the garden tools are kept at Woodman's Lee.
I'm not saying...
奥さんはずっとそこに座ってるな。
Locked.
これじゃない。近いね。一回奥さんに話しかけて開けてもらうとか。常識的に考えてそうだね。勝手に入んない。
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
Liam Hurtley.
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
あら、そう。
Madam, we have information that the valuable stolen papers are hidden amongst the garden tools here at Woodman's Lee. We need to find them.
Oh my. Our tools are kept inside the shed that's right behind me. Here is the key to open it.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Let's see what could be hidden here.
見える見えると思ったけど、キーやんないとダメ。お、行くやん。お、あれやんけ。
Let us see what is in this box.
ああ。おお。ああ、はいはいはいはいはい。お、来た。
A bundle of letters in a woman's hand with the Carey family monogram.
筆跡から男女もわかる
Hurtley
の
and Mrs. Carey were in
な
a
んだと
relationship. That is interesting.
親愛なるダイアン。あなたと知り合ってから、あなたは私に本当によくしてくださっています。その気持ちは到底言葉では表現できません。でもきっと罪深い感情なんでしょうね。それに何もいい結果を生まないが、何か悪いことが起きそうで怖いのです。私、神に反していると思います。あなたの気遣いには感謝しています。でも私は神により結ばれた男を去ることはできません。私は夫という十字架をこれからも背負い続けなくてはいけないのです。彼は私の人生を一条形にします。でも時間が経てば、あなたは薄くなりますから、私のことを心配しないでください。フリースキャン。聞くのこれ。いいけど。 ホームズが作っているならいいけど。次、隣の晩ご飯。
Madam, I am aware of your affinity with Liam Hurtley.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Cute.
Mrs. Carey, we found your letters.
My letters? I asked Liam to return them to me. I wanted to burn them.
Why did Mr. Hurtley put them inside the garden shed?
I don't know. I wanted them back, but I couldn't see him, not after what happened.
Well, here they are.
Oh, this is terrible. Terrible. Liam, how could he? After what he has done.
You believe that he killed your husband?
No, I do not know. I do not know. Leave me alone, please.
Leave me alone, please.
Thank you, madam. I wonder if Wiggins has managed to find...
Mm-hmm.あ、別の場所につながる。何これは。変わることもあるんだ。わかんないな、ここは。
Leave me alone, please.
Mr. Holmes, we found the sailors from that list you gave us.
Well done, Wiggins. Let me see.
Let me see.
This is interesting. Let us review. This man is a harpooner,
そういう
and
こ
his
とか。
initials are
PC ね。
PC, the same initials that were found on the tobacco pouch. Wiggins, could you gather some information on one of the sailors that you found? His name is Patrick Cairns.
しばらくしたわ。
We found Patrick Cairns.
Good job, Wiggins. Where is he?
He lives in a small furnished dump of a room, but he's always at the Sea Witch pub, where he does arm wrestles for money and drinks.
Excellent. Here is your reward. 2 guineas.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. 2ギニーってどれくらいだろう。これだね。
If I wish to speak to Cairns without alarming him, I had better dress as a sailor.
ここで変装ですか。なるほどね。顔を作る。はいはいはい。家は使わないのか。OK。山賊の風潮線。何の言って何？これか。OK。
Now I can approach Cairns and see if he recognizes the pouch.
おー、来てるね。セクシーだな。お、明るい。うまいじゃん。ハーモニカ。あ、こいつじゃね。違う？デトロイトの最初のシーンを思い出すな。酒場ってだけじゃん。酒場ってだけでーす。あ、ピアスしてる。
Hello there. Are you Cairns?
What do you want?
すごい喋り方
We've
変えて
heard
な
all
い？
about the gambling
す
and
ごい
arm
ホーム
wrestling.
ズ。
You seem like the likely sort, and
す
I'm
ご
up
い
for
な
I start at 10 shillings.
天津、
it. Suits me.
天津リングってどれくらい？これもしかして連打ゲーとかが始まる？押し続ける。彼の表情を読み取りながら動きを判断して倒す、持ちこたえる。はい。クリックして倒す。押した状態で持ちこたえる。面白いからどうやって置いとるのこれ。あ、来てる来てる来てる。なんか来てる知らんけど。おいおいおい。わかんない。表情わかんない。どうしよう。おい、今じゃない。わかんない。わかんないよー。え？はいはいはいはい。これかいあ、ちょ、ちょっと待って。わかんないよ。ヒントをくれ。肉力ゲージもわかんないし。わかんないこれ。わかんないよこういうこと？ これ相手が力んでない時に押せばいいってこと？わかんない。押せないんだけど。あん。
I'm ready. Fine.
来た来た来た。よかっ
You were
た。
lucky. I wasn't focused. Let's go again. I've had enough. Come back later when you can use your arms again.
あれかね。3回くらい勝たないとダメ？もう一回もう一回。続けよう。
I'm fine.
で、これ、負けた方がいいの？勝っていいんだよね。これも勝ちだろう。うおー。 よし。
Well, good for you, I reckon. You're stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
Good winner as well. That's good.
よ
Let's
ー
have
し、
a
進ん
drink.
だ。麦茶じゃねえかね。
You're a good
麦
type.
茶だこれ。
Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
うんよし。キーボいつも、あ、確かに。広いなと思ってた。
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, I find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
うんうん。
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too, swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a
うわ、
sailor.
あいつじゃん。
The crew must have thought that she'd foundered. They made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned.
はい。
We took the man on board.
へえ。
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
天木。
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
ブラックペイ。
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course. Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is.
便所には行けないのね。分かったよ。
Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Care to lose another 10 shillings?
待て待て。待て。はい。これは合ってる。そうするとどうなる？ああ。矛盾がないからいいのかな。矛盾がなければいいのか。これはこうだよ絶対。いいのかな。 論理的選択だが、何道徳的選択って、あ、聞いてる。
You met Patrick Cairns, the harpooner. Do you believe he's the murderer?
それがどんなにありえないことでも、残った事実が真実なんだろう。本当にここにいるか。
I'm not. What am I doing?
ああ、僕たちは何も初めてことはしていない。ちょっと待って。そっか、そういうこともある。そう。これだけじゃない。だがもう一度考え直してほしい。そう、缶の中身は
イーマテジ、イン、チャーチ、オフ、ゴッドウェアス、プリネス、ピエウス、コネ、オン、イブゴットウスコム、URL 省略。
何？これは危ないリンクかい？That comment is danger link の箱の中身はこれって。ローソンからパートナー。パートナーって奥さんってこと？ローソンって誰だっけ？R ローソン。 黄色く変色した手は、船乗り、タバコ好きという意味。ピーター・キャリーは、ピーター・キャリー、ジョン・メリット、父親殺しを隠す。これね。これは合ってると思う。盗んではないよ。無実ではない。これは？いいのかな？ダメ？
The case is solved. I am now ready to present the guilty party.
So tell me, who killed Black Peter?
It was Liam Hurtley.
That doesn't surprise me. I've never seen a guiltier-looking fellow.
He was in love with Judith Carey. It caused a conflict that proved fatal for her husband.
I see. Come on now, let us confront him.
Liam Hurtley, you are formally accused of the murder of Peter Carey. We are aware that you were in love with Carey's wife. He was a violent and irascible man. He needed to be eliminated. You had no qualms.
But that's absurd. I'm innocent.
Well, we caught you, lad.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. O.
待って。決められるんだ、これ。なんか違いそうだよね。
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Holmes, could you explain it to me?
As I informed you on our way here, Patrick Cairns is the murderer of Black Peter.
Why bring me here? Wouldn't it be better if we were out looking for him?
That would be futile, as he will be with us in approximately 12 seconds.
Oh, well, if this is your idea of humour...
No, I just heard the front door. Prepare yourself.
Good day, gentlemen. A young lad gave me a note from Captain Ahab. Am I at the right address? Is he here?
Indeed, it is the correct address. But in place of your captain, may I present to you Inspector Lestrade of Scotland Yard?
That means...
It means, my friend, you are arrested for the murder of Black Peter.
What? What? A trap? You think you can take me?
Here now. We'll have none of that.
And I say that...
おいおいおい。始まったな。なになになになに。ほい。ほい。何それは。あ、撃たれた。お腹とか狙えないの？ちょっと待って、弱いホームズが。待ってくれ、それは。
Did he escape?
Yes.
I thought you were good at boxing.
How's your...
Oh, it's fine.
If that had been the case...
Well...
待って待って。
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Holmes, could you explain it to me?
As I...
Here now. We'll have none of that.
And I say that we will.
これでいいんだ。
Are you all right? Are you able to stand?
プロボクサーの実績を手に入れた。
Oh, my jaw. Gore. He took me by surprise, Mr. Holmes. Otherwise, he would have seen what I'm capable of. Oh.
Yes, he was lucky.
Ah. But you got him.
It was remarkably easy. He lost his balance after he struck you.
And you practice boxing, I know. You must have hit him hard. Our fellow is knocked out.
We should call for a police cab and then take you to the hospital.
優しい。
Yes, well, no need for a hospital. I would prefer to keep this
プライ
between
ドと
us.
天秤にかけてるじゃん。
You know.
Of course, Inspector. The case is closed.
あ、オッケー、これで。海面の説明ってだね。